Yeah, look, I think in patches it was okay, but you know we knew we would need to be at our absolute best to put in a genuinely competitive effort against a very good opponent, and we were able to do that in patches, but certainly not for the whole game. And Geelong, being the thorough professionals they are, made us pay.
You were really sorry. What disappointed you most?
I think you hit the nail on the head. Just our consistent effort. I thought the effort was there in parts, but we just we couldn't hold up the damn wall. We won enough of the ball to go forward and put a score on the board, but it's been a bit of a common theme for us that we get enough of the ball, but our skill execution is still not up to the level that's required, and that's not something that you can turn around in 1 or 2 or even a month. You need to work at that over a long period of time, and we're doing that, but it's still letting us down. And the amount of times we're going forward and trying to generate an opportunity to score, make a mistake, and the ball bounces back the other end to a goal to the opposition is really killing us.
You talked before the Collingwood game about really want to measure yourselves against the top sides this year, and a couple of big losses against Collingwood and now Geelong. Do you think you are making progress in that regard?
I think we are. We're improving, but the whole competition's improving as well. So I mean, we're not improving quickly enough. And really, when we talk about being competitive against good sides, well, that's what we've got to be a good side. We can take a short-term approach and try and stopgap certain deficiencies at the moment and try and really cover up those deficiencies. But we are exposing our group to the best sides in the competition and really trying to improve our own game so that in the longer term we can be a competitive side against those top 4 teams. We're not that at the moment. We've got to keep working on it, and we're absolutely aware of that, but I'm still really confident in the direction we're heading. I keep repeatedly saying it, but I am very confident, and we're just not there yet.
Brett, there's a big difference today in games and age experience between the two sides. To what extent does that explain the margin, I suppose, to 11 goals? Do you think it's a big factor?
I think that's a fact, but I've constantly said that we are, we don't want to be seen as a developing side, but the facts are we're a young side. But I still firmly believe that we're capable. That the young players we have in our side are very capable players, and they've certainly got to improve from the level they're at the moment. But you do get exposed against really good, hardened, competitive sides, and the number of just genuinely good sides that Geelong have all over the ground at the moment is a bit hard to compete against. For 4 quarters, well, we did in patches, but they just overwhelmed us at times.
If you look beyond the result and or behind the result, what objectives did you meet, do you think?
Oh, look, I thought a really pleasing part of the game today was Daniel Wells. I thought was a bit of a lone hand in our midfield, and people unfairly at times I think have criticised him. When the chips are down, he doesn't stand up, and I think he had 8 clearances, which were 4 more than the next best clearance player on the ground today from both teams. So I thought he was outstanding under fire and played a bit of a lone hand in our midfield. So that was a really pleasing aspect, and it's great that we can rely on Daniel Wells, that when we're in trouble, we need him to stand up, he can. So I thought that was a terrific aspect of the game, but we knew we needed 22 really good players and to play their role for the team, and we didn't get that today. So you need that against genuinely good sides like Geelong.
From a tight contest for a quarter and a half, I mean, what went wrong from there? Was it simply just getting smashed out the middle, or was it more converting when you went inside the 50?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of those things, Bruce. So we weren't able to convert our opportunities, and that's not just scoring shots, that's going inside 50. There was that patch in the second quarter where the score was close, and we just let them in for easy goals, and they, like all good sides do, they make you pay for those mistakes. So there wasn't any one thing that stands out over and above all others, but it was a combination of little things that just gave them easy shots at goal, and we knew we couldn't do that against them today because they're so good at punishing you offensively.
Talk about measuring yourself against the top sides, Brad. Does the next month or 6 weeks where you've got winnable games stand to say even more about where you're at, do you think?
Oh no, I'm not too concerned about those sort of things. The only reason I use the measure of comparing ourselves against the top four sides is because that's where we want to be. So we don't want to compare ourselves against anyone else. But I mean, in terms of the next month or so of footy, we've got to improve the things that are letting us down at the moment. Our skill efficiency is a constant work in progress for us. So I look at the players who have come into our side, and Kieran Harper and Sean Atley have injected some real pace and are genuinely skilled players. Ben Spates come in and done some nice things with the ball as well. Jamie McMillan looks like a really composed young player. So, we've injected some youngsters that have got the attributes we're looking for, but still some of our defensive work needs a lot of training.
Just on what you're saying about Wells, he has had that reputation as a player. He doesn't necessarily always sort of live up to his talent. Do you think he sort of developed beyond where he deserved to have shed that reputation now?
Yeah, I mean, you look at his performances over the last 2 years. He's really stood up for us. I mean, the problem with the expectations or the external expectations that people have for Daniel Wells is, they've probably, for them to be satisfied with the level of talent he's got, he probably should have won a couple of Brownlows by now, and best and fairest. And if he played to his potential every game, he'd be the best player we've ever seen.
Of the sides you've played so far, where do they sit in terms of opposition?
I think that they're right up there because they're so. You look across the board, and you even. I think it's been a bit of a change with Geelong. You look at trying to work out how they're going to start. It's pretty difficult to work it out because they've just got so many players who go through the midfield. Someone like Joel Corey could start forward, back, midfield, wing. He even played in the ruck today, at times. So, they're very flexible and they've got, they're so strong across the board.
And Mackie, Milburn kicking goals, that sort of thing?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's expected. If you let them run the ball out of their defence like they can, their defenders will run forward. So, I just think they're a really solid unit. And, the injection of Menzel and Duncan and Christensen, Cameron Guthrie's played some games this year. So, they've got that really solid core of, 18, 19, 20 players. They're injecting some youth as well. So I think they're pretty well balanced at the moment.